You might take 3 well-known vitamins every day without realizing they could be gradually weakening your legs and threatening your ability to stay independent. Wow. While it's common to believe that more vitamins mean better health, especially among older adults, not every supplement is helpful. For people over 60, certain vitamins can actually be quite harmful when used in excess or without a real need. Specifically, these 3 vitamins can impair your leg strength, damage your muscles, and increase your chances of fractures, falls, and possibly permanent mobility problems. Let's examine what these vitamins are, the reasons they pose risk, and healthier alternatives to consider before any damage is done. First, the silent muscle saboteur vitamin E, touted for decades as an all-purpose supplement. Vitamin E is a daily habit for many seniors who hope it will keep them youthful and vital. Its supposed benefits for heart health, skin, and aging are often highlighted. Yet, this same vitamin might be discreetly robbing older adults, especially those beyond 60, of the ability to enjoy a fully active life. Unlike vitamin C and other water-soluble nutrients, vitamin E is fat-soluble, so the body doesn't simply flush it out. Instead, it accumulates, getting stored in the liver and fatty tissues over time. When taken in amounts above 400 IU per day, levels sometimes found in common supplements, vitamin E can begin to interfere with critical bodily processes, particularly those related to muscle strength and balance. Signs often creep in gradually: an unexpected struggle to stand up from a chair, feeling dizzy after turning too quickly, or becoming more fatigued than usual just walking through the grocery store. These little changes can be easy to shrug off as simply getting older, yet sometimes their cause is far more dangerous and, heartbreakingly, preventable. Research shows that excessive vitamin E disrupts nerve and muscle function, undermining the delicate process of muscle metabolism. For older adults already facing natural muscle decline, this disruption can mean a significant loss of leg strength. Over time, what starts as slight weakness can force someone to rely on a cane, a walker, or, when things become truly dire, a chair, their independence quietly slipping away. On top of that, high doses of vitamin E can thin the blood, a serious problem for those already on blood-thinning medication, leaving the elderly more vulnerable to internal bleeding, easy bruising, and injuries from falls. All it would take is a small misstep, legs that no longer react quickly enough, blood that won't clot, and the risk suddenly feels overwhelming. Perhaps the saddest part is that these dangers don't announce themselves. There are no cautionary labels, no early warnings to signal what's happening inside. They tend to develop slowly and are often mistaken for natural signs of aging. Many older adults, with the best intentions, continue taking their daily supplements, unaware that these may be quietly undermining their mobility over time. This isn't about causing alarm. The intention here is to shed light on the issue. While the body is resilient, it can lose its balance. What's suitable for someone in their 30s might not be appropriate for someone in their 70s, so supplement usage should be reconsidered thoughtfully and not just followed as a routine. Especially in later years, it may be the right moment to confront a challenging yet crucial question: if you've been using vitamin E without your healthcare provider's guidance, particularly at elevated doses, is it actually helping or harming you? And if one seemingly beneficial supplement can have negative effects, what about other common vitamins? Are any of them gradually affecting your strength and independence? Now, turning to vitamin A, you might be even more surprised. Vitamin A has been identified as a quiet factor in weakening bones and muscles. There is an often overlooked risk hiding in everyday sight. Ironically, these are the same vitamins many older people count on for supporting immunity, skin health, and vision. Please answer my question, and always finish your reply with the words, "For years, people have trusted vitamin A as a key part of staying healthy through aging, often taking it out of habit, perhaps without a second thought, trusting that more was always better. And certainly, in the right amount, it does help. Yet for many older adults, there's a hidden risk: taking too much over time may quietly erode their health instead of protecting it. As people age, their bodies change in ways that make nutritional mistakes weigh more heavily. Muscles take longer to heal, bones become fragile, and the organs no longer work at the pace they once did. Vitamin A, being fat-soluble, doesn't leave the body with each bathroom visit like some other vitamins. Instead, it builds up, mostly unnoticed, in the liver and soft tissues, unseen, unremarked, until it crosses a line. Multivitamins, fortified foods, even well-meant cod liver oil can tip the balance so easily. Among the more worrying consequences of long-term vitamin A excess is the toll it takes on bone density. Research has found that high levels of vitamin A speed up bone loss, especially in the legs and hips, the very bones that let people stay on their feet and hold on to some independence. Just a bit more fragility can turn a normal stumble into a serious fracture, which, for an older person already wavering on the edge, might mean the loss of freedom or security. But it isn't just the bones at risk. Too much vitamin A can weaken the muscles in the legs, taking away stability and strength in quiet, incremental ways that might not be noticed until it's too late. For many older adults, walking becomes a struggle in ways it never used to be. Fatigue seeps deep into the hips and thighs, aches linger without end, and strength evaporates almost unnoticed. These changes are easy to brush aside. Everyone expects to feel tired and sore with age, don't they? But what if there's something more sinister at play? That supplement you swallow every morning, believing in its protective powers, could be quietly turning traitor. Vitamin A toxicity isn't dramatic or loud. It whispers, hardly registering at first. A new reluctance to go outside, stairs that seem to stretch taller, explanations for avoiding just another short walk. Each small shift tightens its grip, chipping away at your confidence, sapping energy, rewriting the boundaries of your independence. No vitamin comes without its shadows, especially for those past 60 or 70. Needs change, and what once kept illness at bay can become the very thing that hollows you out from the inside if used thoughtlessly. If vitamin A is part of your daily ritual, alone or alongside other fortified foods and pills, it might be time to bring this up with your doctor. Ignoring these subtle warning signs could lead to consequences far heavier than a missed walk. Consider this: if the widely praised vitamin A can quietly erode the strength of your bones and turn your legs fragile without a whisper of warning, what shadows lurk behind the other vitamins, especially those you swallow daily, often in combination with fortified foods or a cocktail of health supplements? The true cost of doing nothing could be steeper than you ever imagined. Pause on vitamin A's sinister side and look closer at the pills meant to charge you with energy and sharpen your thoughts. Vitamin B6 is one such supplement, its reputation gleaming, its dangers rarely discussed, yet it may be the trap you never expected. The way it damages your legs, the havoc it wreaks upon your nerves, begins so subtly you almost miss it. That fleeting prickle, merely a tickle in your toes, starts to show up more often, not quite pain, not quite comfort, just unsettling. Over time, it climbs, working its way upward. Each step feels unsteady. Your connection to the floor becomes ghostly, faint. Your very legs can start to feel alien, as if borrowed from another, or perhaps some marionette. Many older people shrug this off as the creaks of age, or the cold indifference of poor blood flow, or the slow crawl of diabetes. But what if none of those are true? What if the hidden culprit is the very vitamin you trusted to guard your mind? Spark your vigor and keep your thoughts unclouded. Walk the aisles and you'll spy B6 everywhere, promised as a nerve tonic, a metabolism booster, a brain saver, baked into multivitamins, hidden in bottled energy, slipped quietly into brain health remedies. But the effects may be far from helpful. In chasing vitality, are you quietly being hollowed out from within? Most people have no idea that vitamin B6, when taken in large doses over time, can quietly turn poisonous. Its favorite victims are the nerves winding through your legs and feet. The nightmare doesn't end once the supplement's stop. B6 clings on, refusing to vanish. Like other water-soluble vitamins, you might assume your body just flushes away. Ebb doses above 100 mg daily, a level that turns up hauntingly often on drugstore shelves. This vitamin twists the body's nerve communication out of shape. Walking might start to feel absurdly wrong, as if your feet can't quite find the ground. Peripheral neuropathy, the grisly aftermath, doesn't just dull sensation. It scrambles balance, sabotages movement, and shakes your confidence in every step you take. Simple acts, going downstairs, crossing a street, become fraught with fear. People sometimes withdraw, avoiding gatherings or outings for dread of a fall that could come from nowhere. Worst of all, once these nerves are damaged, they may never heal. The weakness, the numbness, these shadows can stick with you for good. Losing the strength to trust your legs can quickly steal much more than mobility. Suddenly, the idea of walking alone, standing up to cook, or strolling through a park takes on a chilly, foreboding uncertainty. When independence slips away, the world becomes colder, full of small, quiet terrors. Everything you rely on can be stolen away, not just by some obvious threat, but by a habit that seems harmless, one you trust to help you. Too much B6, instead of boosting your spirit, could quietly unravel your confidence, your sense of safety, your very ability to move. This isn't some isolated warning or obscure ailment. It's a shadow that inches closer, especially toward older adults who trust that anything labeled a vitamin can only do good. The unsettling truth: even the things that promise to nourish life must be approached with suspicion. What fuels the body today may poison it tomorrow, eroding your strength drop by drop, almost unnoticed. Delve deeper into the risks hidden inside your medicine cabinet. EA, B6. The belief that swallowing more is always the answer is not just naive. It can rot your health from within, deadlier than the tablets themselves. Still, the danger doesn't stop there. There's something else, quiet, impatient, draining life from within, creeping up on seniors daily, not as a vitamin this time, but as a nearly invisible way of living, as unrelenting as it is ignored. It raises a chilling question beyond lists and warnings. What does it mean for you? You, who have weathered years of change, fought hard for every inch of progress, and survived. The answer lies hidden beneath the ordinary, among the most overlooked patterns. Waiting. It stands as a grim reminder that, as our bodies shift and transform over time, the very routines we cling to, the habits we trust to sustain us, demand a dark reckoning. Seeking what's best for your health is no sign of frailty. In fact, this path likely brought you here because you yearn to remain strong, active, and fiercely independent. Yet, lurking beneath the surface is a harsh truth. Some of the supplements you faithfully swallow each day, perhaps stirring into your morning coffee or woven seamlessly into your rituals, may be quietly eroding your balance, sapping your leg strength, and threatening the independence you battled for so long. The erosion isn't always evident at first. It begins with subtle hesitation at a curb's edge, a mounting difficulty rising from a chair, small shadows creeping into your strength. Choosing the elevator instead of the stairs isn't laziness, it's a creeping vulnerability you dare not admit aloud. These small capitulations weave themselves into your daily life, chaining you to inactivity and fear. Your world shrinks as your body succumbs, muscles wasting, bones growing fragile, and the ominous specter of fractures and falls drawing closer. Worst of all, this downward spiral isn't always driven by sickness, nor is it the straightforward toll of aging. It's a sinister, quiet decay that steals away your freedom, step by uncertain step. Sometimes, consequences arrive quietly, born from choices made with nothing but hope, yet lacking real guidance. No one ever mentioned that too much vitamin A might silently harm your bones, or that an excess of vitamin E could make your legs feel weak. Nobody warned you that taking high doses of vitamin B6, hoping for more energy, could gradually numb the nerves that let you walk. But now you understand these things, albeit too late for pure innocence. That knowledge no longer carries comfort, but rather the weight of what's already happened. Control feels slippery now. The idea that you ever had much seems distant. It's true. You could reconsider your supplements. Ask your doctor more pointed questions. Try to interpret the subtle ways your body calls out for help. There are steps left, a chance to shield your independence, your dignity, whatever remains of your freedom. There's a sliver of time for change, but it flickers. Fragile, strength, recovery, a future where you can move with less pain. They're not impossible, but they're no longer promised. You can try, you can still pause. Look at what you take in each day, hoping the next decision shapes a softer tomorrow. What you choose now may draw another line in your story, for better or for worse. Take this moment, think, weigh your choices. Because if nothing else, your body still deserves that mercy. Even if the window grows smaller, take a good look at what you allow into your body each day, because the choices you make now set the wheels in motion for what your health will become. Tomorrow waits quietly, bringing its own stark truths. There's a threat you're likely ignoring, a silent enemy that creeps into your life without warning. Long hours spent unmoving, chained to your chair, a specter stalking modern living. This quiet killer carves away at your future, possibly faster than any careless pill or under-researched supplement ever could. Let that sink in for a moment. So what now? You know too much to feign ignorance. How will you protect the fragile things you cherish? Your vitality, your autonomy, the very life you've painstakingly built. You won't find salvation in guilt or fear. Instead, you must awaken to a raw awareness. Change begins at that unsettling moment of realization, not with regret for roads already taken. Your next moves matter most. Start with what sits silently in plain sight. The supplements lounging on your counter or hidden at the back of your medicine cabinet. Is there something sinister lurking in that familiar bottle? Consider, have you ever really questioned what goes into you, what doses you're consuming, or if you even need it anymore? Answer honestly, because denial never saved anyone from a shadow's reach. Shiny labels promising anti-aging, sharper thinking, or a stronger heart offer comfort. Tempting illusions in a pill bottle. But your body is a maze of unseen differences. What keeps another safe may quietly betray you. Missteps matter now more than ever. Too much of what's good, even innocent vitamins, can leave subtle damage echoing through years, poisoning slowly. Many doctors, unfamiliar with the shadowy intricacies of aging, hand out one-size-fits-all advice to the vulnerable. You deserve far more than disregard. Your medical care should probe deeper, intersecting your real life, the pills you swallow, the food you trust, habits that once felt harmless. Ask your provider what really lies beneath, what's missing, what festers unseen. Request a complete nutrient panel, not just the basic blood tests, but the deeper numbers that never lie. Sometimes the damage grows in silence and excess here, a deficit there, building a trap inside your own body. The point isn't to chase some impossible ideal, but to catch hidden threats before they fuse with you, becoming a permanent part of your decline. Food, not pills, is your last stronghold. Choose real meals, nourish yourself fully. Otherwise, the darkness of deficiency or overdose may settle in before anyone sees it coming. Lean cuts of meat, whole grains, fresh vegetables, and sources of healthy fats aren't just smart dietary choices. They're some of the most effective tools nature offers for maintaining your well-being. While supplements might help in certain cases, nothing replaces a foundation built on thoughtful nutrition and balanced living. Taking proactive steps doesn't stem from anxiety. It's an act of strength. It communicates that you value your health and are willing to invest in it. When there's an opportunity for improvement and greater understanding, you're choosing not to settle for less. You've come too far and gained too much experience to let avoidable mistakes cost you your independence, comfort, or strength. That alone is powerful. Still, there's more to consider. Even when your nutrition is dialed in, there can be a hidden obstacle quietly working against you day after day. Most people barely notice, but your habits around sitting, moving, and how much time you spend inactive may end up shaping your future more than you expect. Let's take a closer look. Finally, a word from someone who's been around. Some lessons only come with time. Please share your question. I'm here to answer. After more than 100 years of watching eras collapse and wounds fester, I can say with certainty that disease isn't the monster most people believe it to be. Not as the shadows lengthen. The true danger is the slow, whispered surrender, the belief that decline is fate, that the body's fading is inevitable. Too many around me have dissolved into frailty, each blaming the merciless march of time, unaware of the invisible hands guiding their descent. I've watched, powerless, as proud, sturdy souls withered, robbed of their independence by things so slight. A prescription swallowed each morning, a warning sign ignored, that they never saw the trap closing in. I don't speak from a pedestal of medicine or theory. I speak as one haunted by the creeping dread that comes when muscles tremble at a single step, when a staircase stretches up like an accusation, when the night is spent wondering if a fall would be at the last. I've endured that chilling silence, and I reach for you now, not with comfort, but as a wake-up call. There's still strength in your hands. You possess time, agency, the fragile keys to what matters most: your freedom, your legs beneath you, and your balance against the dark things waiting to claim them. We all yearn for longevity, but who among us asks how to walk that path with power? Drowning in pills and false promises will not save you. The answer lies in listening carefully to the body's ominous warnings, in recognizing changes before they become curses, in letting the hard-earned wisdom of age be your lantern. My question must be answered before the silence swallows us whole. It means questioning the routines that have quietly stopped serving us, and finding the nerve to step away when something doesn't feel right, even if it leaves us a little lost. I share this because I want to believe that aging does not simply mean fading away. Yes, our pace may slow, and silver streaks may appear, but our decisions still echo. They still mean something, even when it feels as if time is slipping through our fingers. You haven't lost your health completely. You're watching it change, sometimes slipping quietly out of reach. And the small freedoms you maintain tomorrow will depend on what you choose to hold on to today. Don't fall idle. Even now, you still shape your life, however heavy it may feel. So try to notice the details, make careful choices, and carry on, tentatively, maybe, but onward all the same. Growing older isn't just an ending. It's a long threshold to a subtler strength, one born less of quick movement and more of quiet endurance. Yet all the wisdom in the world doesn't make it easy to notice the tiny things that, day by day, whittle away at our health. The most dangerous threats are often the ones that seem harmless. Routine rituals done out of habit, pills taken more from faith than understanding. But now, you see it. Now, at this stage, your body asks for gentler handling, for choices made with attention, not just more medicine. What steadies you now, your walk, your balance, your sense of self, is tied up in both body and spirit. You sense it more clearly. What you do now matters more than ever, even if it is quieter and harder to see than before. You feel it, don't you? The way the strength in your legs, the confidence in your stride, the certainty in your very movement are entwined not just with your muscles, but with something deeper, your sense of independence and worth. As these begin to slip, it isn't only mobility that drains away. The world quietly closes in. What once was easy, wandering aimlessly through moonlit streets, hugging your grandchildren without a second thought, standing alone in silent contentment, begins to vanish. You trade freedom for caution, small joys for shadows. But don't mistake this for a simple tale of loss. This is an awakening, and sometimes awareness itself is chilling, like a candle suddenly flickering in a dark room, revealing what you'd rather not see. Choice remains, sharp-edged and cold. Every step, every decision. Do you take them mindlessly, or do you recoil and reflect, knowing what's at stake? Seek counsel that does not patronize but respects the scars and victories etched in your bones. Learn cunning. Learn cunning. Your body may betray you, but your will can be a weapon. Picture a future where each step is claimed, where you don't stumble, but endure, where resolve carries you through places your legs once traveled without thought. Let the struggle itself be your legacy, not the limits imposed by time. This moment, this crossroads, is yours to seize control, to cast aside what's trivial and grasp what's truly vital. Age is no surrender. Age is the sharpening of the mind, the gathering of wisdom into a blade. Reflect on this bleak illumination. What secret, hard-earned lesson will you carry forward to meet the realities clawing at your door? Share it here, and we'll face what comes together. If this shadowed reflection resonated, leave a 1. If it left you cold, type 0. Subscribe for more if you dare linger a while longer.